work. I don't know, it's just like the breath didn't work for me. I think I'll work out in the end. I think I'll try to.
That looks great, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hi, cutie. I'm Jessica, aka Creative for a Year, aka the local crackhead.
I'm in physical pain already.
By the way, guys, just so you know, it was going through the length of the scissors, like the grand reveal, or the garbage reveal, I should say.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my... Okay. Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Laylah, and happy 1K. On November 5th, 2024, we passed the threshold of 1,000 subscribers. I've done a few milestone videos in the past, but they were nothing special, so I wanted to do something really special for 1K. In case you don't know, I have been making videos for a while. A lot of people started subscribing around April when I came back after a year-long break. We ain't gonna talk about that. Don't worry about it. Now you might be like, wait, your first video ever? You mean this one? Literally the most boring video you could watch. Do not go watch it. This channel used to be an art channel, and the reason as to why is because previously I ran another art channel. I ran a channel called Creative for a Year, where the concept was to be as creative for an entire year as I could be while documenting it. Except I didn't know how to edit, I wasn't comfortable on camera, I had no good equipment, my lighting was terrible, I knew nothing about making content and just went for it anyway. And I have not watched that video, I think, since I made it. And we're talking way back in 2019, pre-pandemic, pre-vid. And I don't think I even made it to a full year before I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And so I switched and made a new channel, this one. And, kind of just started over. But yeah, I think that channel only reached, like, 30-something subscribers, and most of those were me subscribing to myself. So I thought today it would be fun to celebrate 1,000 subscribers by humiliating myself with my first video online. So yeah, let's just dive right in. So the channel sits high and mighty at 31.
Hi, cutie. I'm Jessica, aka Creative for a Year, aka the local crackhead.
I'm in physical pain already. I'm a photographer, painter, artist, and hoodie lover. Stop! So you might be wondering what Creative for a Year, or CFAY for short, is. CFAY was an idea I had in January of 2019 that started to bloom in April of 2019, and essentially, I was to challenge myself for an entire year, July 31st, 2019 to July 31st of 2020, to not only create as much as possible, but to keep every piece of art I did, good or bad, and I've done just that. This channel is also to help me track my progress as an artist. Thanks for existing, love ya! Okay, so the first video I ever made, here's the gorgeous thumbnail, isn't that just great? For some reason, I decided to make a video about nails made from recycled materials only. I'm just dead. This is so hard. Bada bing! Yeah, what had been happening was I really wanted, so you see the blurry lights in the background? That's called bokeh. And bokeh just refers to, like, these lights in the background. So you see how, like, the lights are blurred in the background if the focus is on me. I had this really big hyperfixation on getting bokeh in my background, but the lens I was using really did not focus very well, so I ended up with the worst focus you will ever see in a video. I also had bangs.
What?
So hi, my name is Jessica, and I thought for my first official video, we could start out with something a little bit different. So this is not something I've seen on YouTube. That was so awkward. Why didn't I cut that? I've seen on YouTube, or really anywhere else. I think maybe when I was 12 I read a 𝘠𝘠𝘗𝘯𝘯𝘬𝘭 article on this.
Oh, no, 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 no.
To be fair, this was before that audio became, like, blasted everywhere and was really annoying. Today's video, we're going to be doing nail art on nails that are made from recycled materials only. So we've got 4 different kinds of plastic, and I wanted to see if you can make nails from paper. So really, the one nail is just going to be a total and complete science experiment here. So with all of that out of the way, we are now ready to start the video, and I hope you enjoy it. So awkward. And I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. Let's get started. So we're starting out with a real chunky boy. This type of plastic is really thick and extremely hard to cut through. I remember stabbing almost injuring myself. Was terrifying. Every time I use this knife, I have cut myself on it, and I'm honestly surprised I didn't have to end up going to the hospital to get stitches. Anyways, this bottle is pretty thick. It's a unit. A thick boy. Chunky. Okay. Gonna need just a minute to collect myself here. It's weird to realize what terms are no longer in use anymore. What's even going on there? That was so unsatisfying to watch. Sorry, just had a moment of self-observation. I need a minute. All I'm gonna say about this plastic is that it is extremely thin. It has kind of like a filmy texture. I'm not really sure what kind of plastic this is, but it feels like it would break down super easy. Who cares? The only issue I had with this plastic was it was very bendable and flexible, so I was afraid of accidentally cutting through it or getting really uneven line. Next up, we've got the straw. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Right now, I'm just trimming it down to size, not necessarily to the shape of the nail. I want to stress that. Ain't nobody watching this and ain't nobody care. Just taking the lazy route out. Next, we had our even harder to cut through plastic packaging. This one was so aggravating. I don't know why, but there's just certain kinds of plastic that are super hard to get even when cutting through. This was one of them. What I do remember about this piece of plastic is that it was like super sharp as well, and I remember bleeding from the plastic. Thank God we have moved on to the last nail, which is paper. Obviously, this was the easiest to cut through out of all of them, and also the easiest to trim down to size. Again, I am not good with scissors. How have I just noticed this? I mean, look at the curve in the paper. What the heck? What the heck? Ew! And now we begin the ever tedious task of actually trimming down the first nail, which I decided was going to be paper. This actually took me a lot of brain power because, as we discovered earlier, I am horrible at trimming things, and also self-injury. Next, I just dabbed a bit of glue on, and then I was ready to lay down the paper nail. This went on pretty smoothly. Yeah, clearly, it went on so smoothly. Next, I just trimmed it down to an actual human size that isn't disgusting, and we were ready to start painting. I'm pretty sure this video was cursed from the first moment I started filming it, because this clear nail polish was super chunky and disgusting. It, did not want to go on at all, so it laid down a really uneven, horrible surface. Unfortunately, I didn't have any other clear nail polish, so we were stuck with it. I just kept going with it. I lived with, 3 other women at this point. I could have asked for... Next, we begin the straw nail, cutting it down to, again, human size. This also went suspiciously smooth. Also, the straw keeps getting stuck in between the legs of the scissor, and that was so aggravating. These notes are so annoying.
By the way, guys, just so you know, it was going through the legs of the scissors, gluing it down, doing a horrible job, making it look like trash.
Yeah.
Also, can we just take a look at the fact that the nail was super uneven before, and then I cut that out and made it even without showing anyone?
Nobody cares.
Next, we are beginning on the bottle plastic nail. Like I said, this is a real chunky boy, so cutting it down.
Okay. I'm just pausing. Am I gonna look back on myself in 5 years from now and be like, what the hell was I thinking?
It's not hard, but it takes a lot of work. Also, it ended up looking not so even with the other two. Gluing this one down with too much glue.
Where'd I go? Could you tell I was uncomfortable during this voiceover because I had no idea what I was doing? Because that's what's happening.
Bada bing!
It's so
on.
dark, I can't see the
Looks
video.
awful, but it's on.
I can't see the video.
Kinda. Look at that. There's glue on the skin.
The
How did I not
lighting's
notice?
so bad.
Now, skipping all the boring crap of cutting the nail down, we're moving on to the nail from hell. So, I applied a ton of glue to this nail because I knew the plastic wouldn't stick easy. And just wait and see. You're gonna see how horrible this went.
I believe you. I have no memory of this whatsoever.
I put this nail on so many times that I actually had to go through and speed up me gluing it down.
That's crazy. You had to do some basic editing.
Of course, glue got all over the side of the nail and on the skin.
That looks great.
And now we begin on the other nail from hell. Think of this as like a two-part hell nail. Gluing this one on was probably even worse than the fourth one. I don't know why, but the thinner plastic was just not gonna do it.
I can barely see this video. I'm gonna have to turn up my brightness. Turn up your brightness for the video because no one can see it.
This is the plastic from the cup, and it just would not stick.
That's
The
crazy.
sides kept lifting and peeling off,
I love the volume of the music.
but I finally managed to do it, and now we can
Oh, that
finally
looks
move
so
on to
good.
painting the nails. And now we're beginning the actual painting process. I started with the paper nail, just painting it a darker blue color because I wanted to make it a sky theme. As you may have noticed, the surface of the nail is really uneven.
Yeah.
And also,
Oh my gosh. That was so loud. Just a pro tip, if you want to make content in the future, turn down your sound effects a little bit so you don't scare the ever-living out of people.
and now we're beginning with the straw nail. I laid down a dark green color, perhaps a forest green if you will.
Oh, I will.
It only cost me 98 cents, and it was surprisingly opaque in one coat.
Great.
Then we began on the middle nail. I chose a color-changing nail polish. In this light, it's gold, but in other lighting, it's almost a chrome.
I miss that nail polish every day. I had to throw it out.
Now I am beginning with the hollow nail polish on the fourth nail. To apply it, I'm just putting it on a sponge to absorb the extra liquid and to get more of the glitter.
Uh-huh.
I'm not really sure who I learned this from, or where I learned this from.
Nobody
This is
cares.
just knowledge I happen to have somehow.
Nobody cares.
Dab all my pain away.
What? Can somebody dab all my pain away? Watch this video.
Now for a very last nail, for the base color, I am applying a dark blue by Revlon.
Another nail polish I don't have.
Going back to the paper nail, I'm just now adding the cloud.
Another quick note I'll add is that this is the exact same camera. I have not changed my equipment much in terms of camera. I just have microphones and stuff now. I guess lighting really does make a difference. Another thing to keep in mind, another professional tip.
Anyways, painting clouds on is surprisingly relaxing.
Yeah, they look fantastic too.
I tried to make them as fluffy as possible. Back to the straw nail now, I decided to paint on a tree. It's a little hard to see in this lighting what the heck I was doing.
Yeah, you can't see it at all.
So I decided to take a screenshot of the nail and brighten the photo so you can see the detail.
That's great.
I added a hollow top coat to that, and it ended up looking a little bit strange.
Sorry.
Then I quickly moved on to the next nail, just adding a second coat of the chrome nail polish. Looks great. To save you the pain and suffering of looking at the fourth nail, I just cut that part out completely.
Thanks.
Then, moving on to our last nail,
That looks
I made
great.
an ombre effect using two different color nail polishes I've had for about 10 years. I'm 18. That would have made me 8. Prepare yourself for the grand reveal.
Oh.
The garbage reveal, actually.
Whoa.
The grand reveal, or the garbage reveal, I should say.
Holy crap, there's all 5 nails together! Trash, garbage, and here's a close-up of each
Why
one.
am I trashing
So there you
myself?
go. That's the completed look. I regret everything.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Ew.
Exactly. Stop.
And now, we reveal. Okay, so I will admit that they were a little wonky. Let's be honest. They were not the most beautiful things I've ever seen, and they were not perfectly painted and made into this amazing art form. But at the end, I actually really liked the end result. The only thing I was unhappy with was the shape of
Oh,
them.
yeah.
I would have liked to have made them all perfectly even and all the same shape and size, but with the given materials, it just wasn't possible. With the last two, I have to emphasize just how annoying they were. They just wouldn't stick, and obviously different kinds of plastic will yield different results. Now, the laying at times was also a bit wonky. Like I said in the voiceover, this video was cursed from the beginning.
Just casually leave in an editing error. Okay.
What? I don't know, it's just like the black. Then one time. I think I think I'll together.
I'd also love to hear your feedback on this. Any feedback at all. Even hate.
Even hate. Even hate.
All support is welcome. Like, subscribe, share, comment, report me for abuse, whatever you want to do. Alright guys, well that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week. My stomach just made a sound.
Whew. That's pretty rough. Oh. Wow, that was an adventure. I don't even know what to say. I could, like, hate on my younger self for how I did things, but then, you know, the thing is, you never know who's watching. I know I'm only at 1,000 subscribers. I'm acting like I have, like, 100,000 or 1 million. I know the number is small, but there might be people out there watching this who are like, are my videos cringe? Everybody starts from somewhere. Even if that place makes you want to kill yourself. My biggest thing when it comes to creating content and posting on YouTube is to never stop learning, to never stop trying to get better, to never stop buffing things and improving things and trying to fix the quality of things to the best of your ability. It was really hard to get through. I didn't remember most of that. It's been years since I've watched anything on that channel, and furthermore, since I've even thought about that video. I think the biggest piece of advice people give out is that, like, your first 100 videos you make, which I think by this point kind of grand totals to over 100 by now, are not going to be great. I have spent years trying to get better at editing and to buff things things were not always great. If you go and watch the first video on this channel, it will be the most boring video of your life. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't entertaining. It was terrible, and the art wasn't even good. I think I've always kind of had like this mindset of like, oh, this content isn't mine, it belongs to other people. It's your channel. It's however you want to run it. So if you want to change the kind of content you make, you want to change up the genre of content you make, you're free to do so. And if people don't like it, they can unsubscribe. And if they unsubscribe, other people will subscribe. It's not a big deal. It's crazy to look back at all this and be like, wow, 18 years old, barely knew anything, and my goal for literal years has been to hit 1K. And now we're here and I'm like, what do I do with myself now? We're going back to regular content next week after this, but nothing changes. It's just, you might get some ads every now and again. My apologies. So that was my first video that I ever made on camera. I think everybody has had like channels where they've posted stuff, but they didn't like show their face or their voice. It just kind of was. So this is the content I consider to be my first content. I am actually so immensely grateful to be able to sit here and look back at this stuff and to be where I am now. Thank you to every single person who has subscribed or liked or watched, who has given me the opportunity to even do this. I'm having a lot of fun. I love this channel. I love hearing people's opinions, even if we don't agree on things that I thought were pretty, you know, cut and dry. That's okay. I'm open to opinions. I'm open to criticism. I'm always tweaking. I'm always changing. I'm very open. And for the 2 people who watch this and they're like, yeah, it's crazy how far we've come. So thank you all so much for watching. Happy 1K, and hopefully I will see you all here next time.